One of the GOATs of world football, one of the best who ever graced the pitch, the scorer of the infamous Hand of God goal, and a certified Napoli legend, so much so that the fans worship the Argentine as a god, hence retiring his shirt number 10 at the club. Single-handedly winning the Azzurri's first and only Scudettos in 1987 and 1990 as a player, the roles have reversed decades later. Can he do the same as a manager and go one step further and win the Champions League with the Neapolitans? Yes, that's right, the country-based rebuilds are back in action for FIFA 20 and we're kicking things off in the south coast of Italy. Serie A has come calling as the icon Maradona will be taking charge of Napoli. So here are all the rules and objectives for the Napoli Argentinian Rebuild Challenge. Number 1, Maradona must field an all-Argentine starting 11. Number 2, in the transfer window he has to sell all non-Argentine players at the club. Number 3, in terms of silverware he must win the Serie A, the Coppa Italia, and ultimately the Champions League, which we will go ahead and play the final. All in the space of a 5-season time limit. Can he be the first to become the GOAT as a player and a manager? We're gonna have to find out. Let's get straight into the Rebuild Challenge. The name's Maradona. Diego Maradona. Yes, we have tried to create him as best as possible in FIFA 20 with a new manager customization system in a fresh new drip. Maradona is looking fresh going into this Argentinian rebuild job, ready to take Serie A by storm as a manager and all of Europe. Watch out, Diego Maradona's coming in. And here we go, Napoli appoint Maradona as new boss. It's the beginning of a new dawn. It's the beginning of a new era here at Napoli. As we arrive in season 1, the Argentine rebuild job is going to be a mammoth task. As you can tell, yeah, there's not really any Argentinian players in this starting 11 whatsoever at the club, so we're gonna have to start from scratch. We're gonna have to rip the whole squad apart and build from the ground up here, bringing some of the best Argentinian talent into the squad. It's gonna be a grind. It is gonna be a hustle. When there's a will, there's a way. We have to fill an all Argentine starting 11 for season 1, so this opening summer transfer window is gonna be absolutely hectic. Diego has 88 million pounds in the transfer budget to spend, pretty much close to 95 million. We're gonna go into this season with high expectations. It is gonna be a transitional period. It is gonna be a rebuilding phase. However, in order to phase out the non-Argentine players at the club and to abide by the rules of the challenge and to hopefully bait a few teams into going after them, we're just gonna literally transfer list the whole team. It is gonna be an absolute nightmare. We're gonna have a wild roller coaster ride here at Napoli. In terms of the transfer window, yeah, everyone's on the chopping block. You don't qualify, you're not Argentinian, you're out of the club. So the first piece of business to be completed for Maradona here at Napoli, it's going to be a player departure, a player sold to Watford. It is Nikola Maksimovic, the Croatian. The Serbian centre-back, 27 years of age, he's off to the Premier League for £11.7 million. And it's 2 sales to kick off Maradona's managerial career. It is Mario Rui, the Portuguese left-back. He is off to Spain. Sevilla have picked him up for £12.5 million. And all these little sales, they're going to add up in the transfer budget. It is going to allow us to buy some quality Argentine players. So enough talk about player departures. We've finally brought in a player here. Maradona stands next to his first signing here at Napoli. It is going to be the Argentine left back from Ajax, Tagliafico, the Champions League semi-finalist last year. We've worked in a little swap deal. You guys know we love a cheeky swap deal here on the channel. And for 19.5 million plus Fazui Goulam, the Algerian left back, he's off to Ajax. And in return, we get Tagliafico, the 26-year-old. He's going to be our starting left back. He is going to dominate that position. So welcome to Italy, Diego's first signing, Tagliafico. As DJ Khaled would say, another one. Another one. We've picked up 2 players in a row now. It is Angel Correa coming over from Atletico Madrid. Yet another swap deal. It's the most effective transfer tactic. If we want to complete all the objectives, it's a non-Argentine out in Jose Callejon coming in, pretty much a replacement, a like-for-like player, Angel Correa plus £12.5 million. The 24-year-old, you guessed it, will be starting at that right mid position at only 24 years of age. So welcome to the Argentine Revolution, Angel Correa. So it is a hat-trick of Argentine arrivals here at Napoli. This time we've gone after a defender. It's going to be a marquee defender. No swap deal this time. It is Manchester City's own Nicolas Otamendi for £18.5 million. He comes over from the Premier League and at 31 years of age, he's going to be a very short-term signing, but hopefully he can do the job for us here in season 1. Welcome to Italy and welcome to Maradona's Napoli, Otamendi. So it's yet another defensive signing joining from the Premier League. This time, in contrast to Nicolas Otamendi, it is Juan Foyth coming from Spurs for £8.3 million, the 21-year-old. And this is an opportunity I couldn't pass up. He's got brilliant potential. So hopefully he's going to be a starting centre-back for us one day down the line. Our new number 6. Welcome to Napoli. Let's go. We are on fire at the moment. We have brought in the people PSG midfielder Leandro Paredes coming from the French capital. It's another classic swap deal here. We've got Zielinski, he's off to PSG. Meanwhile, we get Paredes. The Argentine cost about £2.55 million plus Zielinski. We'll miss him, but Paredes is definitely a major addition. And here we have our first player departure in quite a while, getting rid of a bit of dead wood. As you can see, we've brought in some new centre-backs, and now it's time for Lorenzo Tonelli to head out the club. He's going to fellow Serie A club Parma for £6.5 million. The 29-year-old is now at the club. And Maradona's main strategy in this Napoli rebuild is to build upon youth, is to have strong foundations and allow for growth and development. And that's exactly what he's gone for here in Alexis McAllister for £14.2 million. He comes and joins from Boca Juniors. He's got bucket loads of potential, and the 20-year-old, that is going to be a bargain in a few years' time. I can see him dominating the midfield for us. So welcome to the Argentine revolution, the wonder kid McAllister. And finally, 6 signings in, and we get our hands on our first goalkeeper. He's going to be in between the sticks for us in season number 1. He's going to have to do the job. He's going to be our number 1 for $12.8 million. Welcome to the club, Walter Benitez, the 26-year-old. The goalkeeper arrives from Nice, and we're going to have to trust him at the end of the day. He's the only Argentine goalkeeper available to us on the market. And I think Maradona has found his man, the man that will lead the line for Napoli this season. It is going to be the Argentine Lautaro Martinez coming over from Inter Milan. We secure his services for $5.3 million. Again, another transfer swap deal here for Arkadiusz Milik. The Polish striker goes the other way, and for the first few seasons or so, Martinez will be the main man back in the goal. Someone's got to do it, and it all rests on the shoulders of the 21-year-old. He knows the Serie A. He's an exciting prospect, so I expect big things for the lad. Welcome to the Argentine revolution. And Diego's had his eyes on this player for quite some time now. It's a little Argentine hidden gem. It is going to be Nicolas Dominguez for $10.5 million. Vélez Sarsfield was his old club. The 21-year-old is a center mid, an exciting prospect as well, so he's got bags of potential, and also he provides a bit of versatility. He can play at right back, he can play at center mid. A very welcomed addition, if I do say so myself. So welcome to Napoli, Nicolas Dominguez. And it's a minor player departure here. The Romanian Vlad Chiriches, he is off to Olympique Lyon in France. We've sold the 29-year-old off for £7.4 million. And we've gone ahead and secured Lautaro Martinez's strike partner up top. It is going to be Lazio's Joaquin Correa. He comes over from the capital for £21.5 million. Probably one of my favorite players in real life at the moment, and Maradona tends to agree. So welcome to the Argentinian revolution, Correa. And hey, that's the second Correa we've signed this window. And some quick fire transfer business to get through here. Some minor departures. As you can see here, we've got Luperto joining Genk in Belgium for £6.2 million. And the 23-year-old French midfielder Machach is joining Udinese. Machach, do not know how to pronounce that name, for £3.1 million. And then Simone Verdi, the Italian left midfielder, he is off to join Inter for £14 million. And then the big one, this is a major player departure here with Alan, the Brazilian midfielder, 28 years of age. He is joining Jurgen Klopp at Anfield for $55.6 million. The midfield workhorse, the engine, the beating heart of Napoli's midfield. He is moving to the Premier League. He will be sorely missed. Alright, so it was time to put all that Alan money into good use, and we purchased yet another experienced centre-back to partner Otamendi at the back. Like I said, it's another short-term signing, but it's going to assist us here in Season 1, bringing in more quality over quantity for £15 million. Welcome to the club, Ezequiel Garay joins from Valencia, and will be a welcomed addition, and will no doubt improve the defensive department. Maradona not only has secured the services of some experience in this side, gotten some youth prospects in, and the latest addition will be Matthias Saracho. Snapped him up before he's become too good, because this lad has extreme potential in career mode. The 21-year-old attacker mid will be starting on the left-hand side for us. He could play pretty much anywhere in the attack. A very versatile player, an exciting prospect. So welcome to Napoli, son. And I guess we're going to have to say bye-bye Koulibaly, our best defender, our best player at the club. The Senegalese giant is off to Los Blancos, joining the La Liga club for £84.3 million. Farewell, Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, I feel honoured to welcome in such a career mode legend to the Argentine rebuild. He looks like he's aged about 50 years in that new player phase. Don't you worry, it's Ezequiel Barco coming from Atlanta over there in the MLS. He's showing great potential. You guys know all about him. For £8 million, it's just Yet another wonder kid to add to the squad. Maradona's going to nurture him, going to teach him the ways of Argentinian football, and hopefully get his career back on track. Welcome to the Serie A. Welcome to Europe, Ezequiel Barco. Well then, I'm pretty sure none of you expected this to happen in the first season. It was made possible by the big sales such as Koulibaly and Alan. And now we've gone ahead, weakened Juventus, and picked up Paulo Dybala, one of the most promising Argentinian players, one of the best, most developed Argentinian players right now, 25 years of age. You all know about him, 88 overall. And it's a little cheeky swap deal with Lorenzo Insigne. I know he's one of Napoli's own. He's Napoli born and bred, but that's the name of the game. At 72 million plus Insigne, it's going to cost us. It's a sacrifice we had to make, but I'm sure it will pay off in the end. And I'm 1000% sure our last signing, I know it has been a long and busy transfer window, but Maradona makes his final move here with Papu Gomez. He arrives from Atalanta only recently. He's aged like a fine wine. We've lured him away from Bergamo, and it's a deal that included the German Younes going the other way, 34.4 million. That has completely drained the transfer budget. And the first transfer window has been an extremely productive transfer window here. With a few deadline day sales going on, it is Dries Mertens, the Belgian, finds himself going to Valencia for £35.9 million. And also it is Adam Unas, the Algerian winger, off to Boca Juniors, I believe. Some last minute cash into the budget that we could well and truly use in January. And under a manager like Maradona, you'd expect nothing but chaos, but it was a very insane transfer window. £271.55 million in, and £256.4 million of profit is just getting started. We're just getting warmed up. It's a complete overhaul. We've changed up the formation. We've changed up all the players. It's a complete Argentine starting 11 going into season 1. Let's see how they're doing at the halfway stage. So at the halfway stage, we're probably at where we need to be, where we were aiming at the beginning of the season. 19 games in, sitting on 41 points in third position. It is league leader Sassuolo, only 5 points ahead of us. Milan, only 1 point ahead of us in second. And then it's Inter right beneath us. Still in the Coppa Italia too, we've got a match up against Torino in the quarterfinals. Oh no, it is Champions League disaster. Look at this, third in the group. 4 points. What is going on, lads? Paris and Liverpool get out the group in flying colours. We are relegated to the Europa League. All right, who we got in here then? Sporting Lisbon up against us in the round of 32. Could not care less about the Europa League. It's a more cheeky business. Getting over the line in January, it is Haisage off to Chelsea for 26.6. Amato Cicciretti is off to Roma for 5.5 million. And it's the 34-year-old Greek keeper Karnezis off to Watford, his former club, for 6 mil. And what a way to celebrate the new year. It is a January arrival express from Paris. And there we go. It is Angel Di Maria, the Argentine veteran, played for such great clubs around Europe. And now he's going to end off his career here in Napoli for 40.8 million. It is a straight, simple transfer. No swap deals going on in this one. He's going to provide a bit of quality, and surely starting, maybe coming off the bench. We'll have to see. And there we go. It's another New Year's gift for Naples. This time, it's provided us with a better defensive cover. He's probably going to be better than Otamendi and Garay in the coming season. So Lisandro Martinez comes over from Ajax, has got some great potential on him, and at 22 years of age, surely will make his way into the starting 11. We've got a few injuries right now in the defense, so we need some cover. This is the man for the job. So that is how the team is looking. Napoli with a complete overhaul and a complete makeover. Maradona is going to take them to the end of season 1. Let's pray for a Serie A title or the Coppa Italia. And here we go. This is where Maradona makes his money. We've made our way into the Coppa Italia final. We're up against Juventus in the final. We breezed past Atalanta. We just got past Atalanta on away goals. And then quarterfinals, 3-0 comfortable victory against Torino. And with one Serie A match to go, straight after this final, up against second place Juventus, we've got a game against Lazio in the Serie A. So we'll be simming the last 2 games of the season. This is the starting at 11. It is do or die. This is where he proves he's not just a GOAT as a player, but the GOAT as a manager as well. Can he do it? Coppa Italia final! And it was oh so close. A nightmare cup final. 4-3 on penalties. A Kunduan brace. Dybala and Martinez on the score sheet. Gonna be heartbreak in the cup competition. Juventus will beat us out in that. Yeah, that is one to forget. We move. And we're in prime position to win the Serie A. We've tasted defeat in the cup final. Now can we get league success and tick off an objective? Get a piece of silverware in the first season. get the win, and there we go. It's Paulo Dybala and Martinez again, this time scoring in a win. They got over the Coppa Italia defeat, and Immobile's goal wasn't enough in the end. We get the 3 points, and we secure the title. So it's 1 down, 2 to go. The Scudetto in all its shining gold glory. The beautiful trophy. Maradona secured it. Not only as a player, but as a manager now. And that was the final look at the table. By 3 points, it's Juventus, Inter making it 3 points behind us with 80 points. Milan finish off the top 4. Sassuolo in 5th. And in the relegation zone is Parma, Lecce, and Sampdoria all going to Serie B. Got knocked out of the Europa quarterfinals against United, if anyone cares. Just by not only winning the Serie A, we go ahead and qualify for Champions League next season. And this time, let's hope we don't get knocked out so early. But here is the team. We've got our main performers, Lautaro with 23 goals. McAllister, I told you he's something special, scored 14. Joaquin Correa got 12. And Paulo Dybala, kind of expected a bit more for him now that he's 90 overall, but 12 goals and 7 assists in Season 1. Di Maria did a job in the second half of the season, as well as Angel Correa. Tagliafico was a solid left-back choice. Alejandro Gomez with 4 goals and 4 assists. So it's 1 down, 2 to go. We're focusing all on the cup competitions next season. The Champions League and the Coppa Italia are in our sights, so let's get it underway. It's going to be yet another massive season. So it had to be done. We're starting off Season 2 with a bang. It's the best Argentine of this generation. He's joining up with the best Argentine of the previous generation. Maradona and Messi are reuniting, and Napoli is the venue. It's £70 million. It's quite cheap, but Messi has arrived here in Italy. Still at 93 overall, 33 years of age. Welcome to our new leader of this Argentinian revolution. The one, the only, Lionel Messi. So a new season guarantees new departures as the non-Argentine clearance continues. We've got a hat-trick of minor sales here as Alex Meret makes his way onto West Ham for £21.2 million. We have the Macedonian Elmas off to Werder Bremen for 7.2, and it's Lille picking up Roberto Inglese. He just came back on loan from Parma for just under £10 million. So farewell, lad. The last few pieces of the puzzle are coming together, let's say. The painting is almost complete. Just a few more masterstrokes from Maradona. We're just a couple of signings away from the perfect picture. So in order to fix our aging defense, we've only gone and called on one man, Christian Romero. He's signed on the dotted line. He's come and joined Napoli over from Genoa for £12.9 million. The 22-year-old got bags of potential in Karima, and I just think he's one of the best Argentine talents, young Argentine defensive talents coming through the ranks. Let's hope he can continue his development here at Napoli. And we've saved one of the best till last, one of our best players, Fabian Ruiz, the Spanish maestro in the middle of the park. He is off to our league rivals, Serie A rivals Juventus. Piemonte Calcio capture him for £84.2 million. I love that transfer fee, but Fabian, he's such a quality player, one of the most underrated players in the world right now, and the 24-year-old is headed to the old lady. An absolute weapon in career mode. He'll be sorely missed. Well, hello there, Giovanni. It is Giovanni Lo Celso coming over from Real Betis. Let's go, boys. £60 million. Apparently, he's only on loan at Tottenham. The 24-year-old has recently become one of Argentina's best young talents, and he has that special something. He is going to bring some firepower. He's going to bring some flair. Hello there, then. The spending spree continues here as Pavan, Christian Pavan, he comes over from Burnley, however, formerly of the MLS at LA Galaxy, for £20.1 million. We exchanged Giovanni Di Lorenzo, the Italian right midfielder, so he is off to Burnley. So we've gotten rid of a non-Argentine player and brought in one with Christian Pavan. And just when you thought we were close to stopping, no, it is Maradona on a shopping spree. He's a man on a mission here in Season 2, and he's brought over Palacios over from Núñez, which I believe is River Plate. Unfortunately, they're not in FIFA, but it does involve a little swap deal with a non-Argentine player. It is Gennaro Tutino. Now we've brought in the 21-year-old midfielder Ezequiel Palacios, showing great potential. It's what you love to see, so welcome to Napoli, son. So a position we've been crying out for ever since Season 1, to be honest. It's a backup goalkeeper, and the man for the job is coming from Real Sociedad. It is Geronimo Rulli, 28 years of age. He arrives with quality. He's going to do a job. He's going to deliver for £17.5 million. He's our backup option, so welcome to the club, Mr. Rulli. So a deal that could well and truly have taken place in the summer of 2019. Mauro Icardi coming over to Napoli. We've made it a reality here in FIFA 20 with Diego Maradona at the helm. It's It's another tactical move. You all know we love a strategic swap deal, and for 26 million, plus the Greek defender Kostas Manolas going the other way to Chelsea, we've introduced some more firepower in our attack, and I'm sure he's going to bag a multitude of goals for the team. So welcome on in, Mauro Icardi. So just like that, we say goodbye to the last three non-Argentine players to depart the club. We've got Grassi off to Everton for 8.8 million. All Premier League clubs coming in for these players. So Rog is off to Crystal Palace for 8 million, and then Luigi Sepe makes his way over to Bournemouth for 6.3. So the last three minor sales, it's a gargantuan achievement. We've sold literally all the non-Argentine players, which is an objective we need to complete. So now all we need to worry about is winning that Champions League trophy and the Coppa Italia. And the Argentine takeover is pretty much complete. And would it be an Argentinian rebuild without this wonder kid? Thiago Almada announced himself onto the stage with FIFA 20, starting off with a 92 potential. He's been dropped back to 88. However, he's one of the hottest prospects coming out of Argentina right now. I've been hearing some good things about him. He's got potential to be special. We might as well sign the 19-year-old up for 10.7 million pounds. Maradona was impressed with him, so Thiago Almada, welcome to Napoli. And another wonder kid that was a mandatory requirement at some stage in the rebuild, Pedro De La Vega, the 19-year-old. He looks like he's about 50 in-game, but our new wonder kid signing is going to join up with Almada, provide a bit of squad depth for 12.4 million pounds. It was a no-brainer, really. Got spades of potential in FIFA 20 career mode. It's just a great player to have in the team. Maradona needs to nurture the next generation of talents, and he is definitely one of them. Alongside Almada, welcome to Napoli, boys. Alright, last wonder kid purchase, I promise. Maradona got a bit trigger happy with the next generation of Argentine youth, but it is Agustin Urzi, fresh from Argentina, coming from Banfield for 9.7 million pounds. The 20-year-old has earned himself 88 potential, and we just had to have him in here. We got to consider the long term here with Napoli. I'm not too sure when we're going to win the Champions League, so we need the next generation to step up. Agustin Urzi is definitely one of them, so welcome to the club, son. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine. And that is perfectly going to encapsulate all our summer transfer business. It's been a long road. It has been a hustle with Maradona and the transfer market. 255.5 million pounds in, 145.2 million pounds of profits, and this team is shaping up to be something special. I mean, the defense lacks a bit, but the attack, you cannot go wrong with that front five. We've got depth as well in season 2. Yeah, to be honest, it does put a smile to my face. It brings a smile to my face. We'll check and see how the boys doing in January. Let's go. So halfway through season 2 in our second stint here at Napoli, and we're in touching distance of first place. Piemonte Calcio currently sitting on top. Milan just 3 points ahead of us, and Lazio and Inter right behind us in 4th and 5th. How the bloody hell are Frosinone in 7th? We ended up taking out the Super Coppa Nazionale. It is going to be a 2-0 win over current league leaders Juventus. That's kind of like the pre-season community shield, so I guess it's a piece of silverware to add to the collection. In the Coppa Italia, we're still in it. We've got a quarterfinal matchup up against Torino, so we're willing to make the deepest of cup runs and hopefully win the whole thing. And thankfully, after an atrocious first season in the Champions League, we've redeemed ourselves. Not finishing top though, we come in second. Dortmund finish on top. Galatasaray and PSV knocked out. We have a game up against Liverpool in the round of 16. It's going to be a tough road. We're going to have to get past the defending champions of last season, so it'll be tough. But hey, that is the punishment for finishing second. So no more funds left in the transfer budget, so no January signings to report on, no January sales either. So we're going to simulate to the end of the second season and see what Maradona's men have in store for us. Take a look at this, lads. 2 seasons in a row, we've reached the Coppa Italia final. We're up against the same old enemy in Juventus. Let's pray that this time we can get the one up on them. We took out AC Milan on the way 2-1. We also steamrolled over Torino to make our way to the final. And for some reason, the Coppa Italia final takes place before the last game of the Serie A. I mean, we've pretty much qualified for the Champions League for season 3. With 1 game to go, we can either finish in 3rd or 4th. Doesn't really matter. The stars have aligned. It was 2 trophies we needed to win, 2 cup finals. All the pressure is going to be on Diego. Is he going to complete the rebuild challenge in season 2? We have a Champions League final up against Barcelona, another one of his former sides. Defeated Liverpool 4-1 on aggregate. We also took out by Leverkusen 3-1, and then 2-2 on away goals. defeating Juventus in the semis to face Barcelona. So here we are, 2 games remaining, 2 trophies that need to be secured. That is the starting 11 going out to face Juventus in the Coppa Italia final. Yet again, we're at the Stadio Olimpico. Let's go straight into this one. Cross my fingers twice. Let's hope we get the victory. And it's 3-2. Correa, Dybala, and Lautaro Martinez. There was penalties all over the gash. It went to extra time. Martial with the double for Juventus wasn't enough to lead off injured. We get our revenge from last year and we take home the Coppa Italia. It is a lovely night for Napoli at the Stadio Olimpico. Get him, baby. And people say Messi couldn't do it in any other leagues in the world. Well, he's just won the Coppa Italia. Maradona and Messi in the press conference room right next to that gorgeous trophy. You love to see it. You really do. So that's really put all the pressure on us to win the Champions League final up against Barca. It's his first European Cup final as a manager. And he's trying to hype up the boys before this massive final. Win this game and you become a legend, not only on the field but off the field as well. You've got it all to do. Let's go ahead. Let's get that European trophy. The Champions League final. We're coming for ya. So here are our main performers in Season 2. And we have Lautaro Martinez again with 26 goals, double figures. As well as Paulo Dybala improving upon Season 1 with 22 goals and 8 assists. Joaquin Correa bagging 13, as well as Mauro Icardi and Correa getting double figures in goals. Lionel Messi with a less than influential performance, to say the least. The 33-year-old went down 2 overall to a 91. Nicolas Dominguez did alright from right back with 5 goals and 2 assists. Almada off the bench with 3 goals and 2. Besides a few players, everyone got their fair share of game time here and there. So it's one final look at the Argentinian squad. It is Maradona's many soldiers that he's called upon. It only taken him 2 seasons, but they are ready for war tonight against Barcelona, one of the best teams in Europe. Can they do it? It has been a wild ride. The transfer window has been non-stop action, but we finally crafted the perfect team. We've abided all the rules. We've achieved all the objectives, but now it is time for the Champions League final. A combination of youth and experience. The captain and one of the best players of this generation, Lionel Messi, will lead the lads out tonight as captain, so Forza Napoli. So it's Messi and Maradona's former club standing between us and that Champions League trophy and completing the Argentinian rebuild challenge. Maradona versus Valverde on the touchlines. Let's get this underway, boys. Let's go. Some damage in the center of the park tonight. Sergi Busquets still captaining Barcelona now. Through to Antoine Griezmann. The striker up top finds his way into the box, crosses it in. Can our defense clear? There we go. Lo Celso can now start up a little counter-attack here. Had an early scare, but now it is Mauro Icardi and Lautaro Martinez linking up. And look at this space. He's one-on-one with ter Stegen. Will he chip him? Oh, that is audacious. That is stupendous from Lautaro Martinez. First chance of the game. We caught Barcelona off guard. And 8 minutes in, it's the next big thing of Argentine football. The striker who will definitely lead the line for them in the national team. And it's the link up between the former Inter players. Former Inter duo. Oh, just it lifted ever so slightly and just snuck underneath the crossbar. Ter Stegen off his line. And I'm sure he's never been humiliated like that before. Those would have brought him back to his glory days. But Martinez with his 8th goal in the Champions League would go 1-0 up so early on. Here we go. Barcelona willing to get the equalizer as soon as possible. The Dutchman Frankie de Jong fires one through, but Benitez was aware of the situation. Usman Dembele with a buccaneering run down this right-hand side. He is rapid, the Frenchman. I'm surprised he's not injured for the final. He crosses it into the back post, and Felipe Coutinho got there first. Coutinho, it's a lovely passing play. They're known for their tiki-taka football, and they're doing it here in the Champions League final. Now Coutinho, Dominguez steals it off the Brazilian. There's always some bad blood between those two South American nations, and now can Correa find a ball over the top? It's Lo Celso with a big run. He somehow got the ball in, and Lautaro gets stopped in his tracks. Sergio Busquets. Frankie de Jong finds it through to Griezmann. He hasn't gotten any support. Now the Dutchman, Frankie de Jong, just pulls that wide. Barcelona with the main share of possession. They just haven't made any clear-cut chances with it. Not sure if they want to get the equaliser before half-time or they just want the fair share of possession. But either way, they're making their way upfield rather slowly, rather carefully. And this is about the 200th pass they've combined. Dominguez will try and clear that. Frankie de Jong back to Sergio Busquets, and he's sliced that one way over. Dembele, they still have a chance to get an equaliser before the first half finishes. And now Ousmane Dembele, Kyle Walker lofts that one in. Martinez will clear, and surely that is half-time. We're going to the break at 1-0 up. We need to finish off this match, otherwise Barcelona will come back into it. So we're in for a ripper second half. Now Griezmann will get that back instantaneously. Antoine will feed it through. Oh, that is beautiful play, in Barcelona's first shot on target. Frankie de Jong, they took their time. It was a passing move of the highest quality, and they just sliced through our defense. No worries about that one. It was a cutback from Coutinho, and Frankie de Jong was there to smash it past Benitez for the equaliser. We've been slacking, boys. We need a chance. And Lautaro been our best attacking option so far. Messi hasn't really got into the game, and Jordi Alba trips up his former teammate. No love lost there. Taking our foot off the pedal, but now Lo Celso with a massive intervention. Lautaro and Icardi can link up yet again. Now back to Lautaro. He will find Messi down the right-hand side. He is coming to action here in the second half. Cuts back beautifully. He will find Dybala. Not offside either, but he just couldn't get his body around it. What an interception from him. Dybala will offload it to Lo Celso. He might have a crack. He might have another. And Sergio Busquets goes down. Now we've got some tired legs out there. Tagliafico tracking back on Ousmane Dembele. And he does so successfully. That's exactly what we needed him to do. Now Lo Celso finds Correa. Correa back into the middle. Liquid football going on at the moment. Icardi turns and finds Tagliafico. Tagliafico will find a lovely through ball into Angel Correa. Will he give it across? He'll give it across to Lautaro, and at the back post, it slipped its way through the Barcelona defense, and we take the lead in the 75th minute. 25 minutes left to play, and now that is the goal we needed. Glided through the defense. Barcelona went to sleep. In all honesty, we took our foot off the pedal, and as a reckless slide challenge that achieved nothing for Lenglet. Champions League final praise for Lautaro. He must be the happiest man on earth right now. In Barcelona, right back in this, it's Frankie de Jong and Benitez with a world-class save that keeps us intact, keeps the lead intact. The equaliser searching for it. It's a whipped ball in, and Jordi Alba. De Jong, don't do this to us. The Dutchman, 90th minute, equaliser, no. Griezmann puts that one wide, and our heart was in our mouths there. Oh my goodness, so close to getting the goal. One last chance to seal it. Our subs are on, and that will be it. The ref blows his whistle, and there we go. Messi has the chance to lift up the Champions League trophy against his former side. We scrape it in the end. Lautaro Martinez with a final brace, and that is exactly what you want. It was a tough match. It was a grind, but we ended up doing it. Maradona gets managerial success, not only with Napoli as a player, but as a manager as well, winning all three trophies, the Serie A, the Coppa Italia, and now the Champions League within the space of 2 seasons. I think that is a stupendous achievement. He has cemented his place in the history books tonight. But thank you guys so much for watching the Reboot Challenge. If you made it all the way to the end, make sure to smack a like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications down below. Plenty of these are going to be coming out over the course of FIFA 20. Hopefully you did enjoy. I've been BCHD. Hopefully you enjoy the Argentinian trophy celebrations.